Nah. Awesome. We'll see if it sticks. I might have fixed it.
Okay, well, while we're watching and looking.
I was trying to fix things, so do you want to fill the viewers in on what we missed?
Yeah, so INH took first point pretty handily. Not a lot of drama there. The double bird look is now being engaged as they spin their entire ultimate bank, or they have their entire ultimate bank to spin. They're doing a very good job pressuring back Prodigy Noobs here, who have also slightly altered their composition to the McCree from the Soldier, which I think they probably should have been playing in the first place, but that's neither here nor there. And they're just continuing to roll through second point, no pun intended, as we see the ball roll kill from Nifty. This is going to be a really dangerous recontest, because Dadbod and Dylan have big... Oh yeah, we're seeing Dylan with big zoning ult come out.
Gotta find Stel though,
1.5. I mean, that's gonna.
If they keep finding these stagger picks, they're just gonna push it all the way to the end. We might be looking at an Nimbani record. And Kaiju falling too. It's just gonna add to it. Mexi goes in, finds a pick on Nifty. That might be what they need to start stabilizing. Certainly not going to be the stabilization itself. I can hear Dadbot. Dadbot is floating around in the back line of Prodigy Noobs right now. Gonna go ahead and try to get out. Tiny Shiny takes him out.
Go down.
On the way through.
So the stabilization has arrived. We're seeing swaps come in. The Reinhardt coming out. I think that's the correct play. I consider hard swapping the Pharah ult or not here against double hit scan, but with one hit scan down,
Raj comes out, but it's not able to quite find anything. I Need Healing are finding the picks with Sleep Shake, able to find two with this bomb in the backline. Birch going for the res, able to find it on the Pharah. But it's still going to be I Need Healing trying to evacuate from this fight. The shield breaks and Nifty's going to fall as well.
Okay, so I really want to see Dadbod swap this Pharah now. Okay, and we do. To an excellent option. I think the Hanzo is going to provide good pressure. You can kind of deal out the other mid-range hit scans on the other team, and you have a little one-shot, you know, opportunity. We're about to see potentially a huge flank, a nasty flank.
I knew coming out here, but it gets shut down.
Noobs. Big shutdown. 2 ults for a lost fight.
I Need Healing are going to keep pushing in here.
We do see Rusha swapping.
Here comes the nano boost on the Nifty Chipmunk in Prodigy Noobs split. A nice pin from Nifty to try and get that shield out of the way, but the shield's broken on Mexi. They can't block Nifty's shatter, but that doesn't matter. The damage is going to go through on the Nifty. Prodigy Noobs are starting to stabilize here. Do I Need Healing stay in this fight or will they leave? Just
with 2:20 on the clock, I leave.
Dadbod up in the grass, not gonna find their way out. McBluff with a really late pick on the Sleep Shake. Potentially.
Yeah, it's an exit pick, but it's the Diva, so
yeah,
it's
the baby Diva. Yeah.
I'd really like to see Nifty. His team's not got a lot of. Well, they're rotating. Okay, I guess they're setting up some kind of semi-flank.
Looks like
they're coming into this fight already down some resources, which I'm a little worried about.
I Need Healing, gonna go for the full rotate on this flank. Rusha with the tire from behind, gonna take the strap. And Sleep Shake gonna go all in on this, all the way in, into the middle of I Need Healing, able to find the pick on the Nifty Chipmunk with the help of Mexi, and Dylan gonna throw themselves off the map. Now the Prodigy Noobs taking another fight here. What was once a shaking Nimbani, only a minute and a half left on the clock for him. Prodigy Noobs stabilizing quite well here on C.
Yeah, I think they were a little. You know, I said at 2:20 that they should back out, and they 50% did, and then they took like a really long, slow fight. And feel like they're not managing their time clock here very well.
And Prodigy Noob's gonna go on ahead and pop this garage door. Not able to, just gonna find pressure. Oh, this could be big. It finds Dadbod. That's gonna get rezzed up by Birch though. Arusha won't be able to stop that from happening. And Sleep Shake's gonna fall to Strap. I believe that was in the back line of I Need Healing. And Bob gets tossed in, but the dragons from Dadbod are gonna find Rusha and Stelbell. Bob gets slipped but woken back up. That could be the game changer for them. Prodigy Noobs able to find 2 picks with the spam damage, and Bob is gonna force I Need Healing out here. That's gonna give Prodigy Noobs the time they need to recover. Nifty Chipmunk coming back in, already lit up on fire, all thanks to Eli. And the shield already almost broken, courtesy of the double spam call. Rusha in their backline, huge tire, able to find the Mercy as well. You will not be seeing reses for the remainder of this fight. Senior McFluff duplicates the Reinhardt, but gets charge blocked. Prodigy Noobs are cleaning this fight up quite well. The Nano invested on the Dylan, but he gets trapped in just all of the spam damage straight into Dylan, and Nifty Chipmunk not going to make it back in time.
So I'm going to make a little diagnosis of what happened exactly, and I think it's twofold. We saw the Brawl be very effective for INH on Control.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that, like, wasn't that big of a surprise. But then they really struggled with it here at the end. And part of that might have been the ult economy, you know, hole they had dug themselves into. But the other thing that I'm really noticing is Nifty Chipmunk is not managing the space shield ratio, if you will. On Control, because of the nature of Oasis in particular, you could walk with your shield from spawn to point and basically never get it shot at, you know.
Yeah.
Not so much on Gardens, but especially on University. We saw him basically doing that on third point here, and, you know, it was dead before he ever, you know, before they were ever even in, like, relative poking distance.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that might have opened up a little weakness in his main tank play, which sort of weakened up all of INH's opportunity there. It was just that little difference in the map geometry and in that final brawl, because they went into that final point with lots of time.
Yeah, I agree. We do see the double bird dive coming out on the side of Prodigy Noobs as well. A damage boosted Senior McBluff on this Hanzo. Not a whole lot of ranged hit scan outside of the McCree here to shut down Rusha Rose. It's gonna be really hard to take that down without the pocketed, like, Ash or Soldier. And we see Mexi on this Winston dive in, able to help, with the help of Rusha, take out Dadbod. And now it's gonna turn into a messy fight on point. Both tanks, Dylan and Nifty, trying to brawl out these tanks. Able to find a pick on the Stelbell. Senior McFluff is up on this high ground, and now Senior's jumped in, but it doesn't seem like that's gonna be enough. Prodigy Noob's gonna take a really convincing A tank, much like I Need Healing did.
No, that was this double bird comp on Numbani A. Like, every team that kind of like stumbles across the idea seems to have a lot of success with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're both members of STC. We've seen a fair bit of success with it as well. I think it just overwhelms, especially this kind of standard brawl composition that doesn't have a lot of high ground control opportunity. Now, second and third point, I think we'll probably see, maybe you play it through second, and then on third you have to swap.
Yep.
But right now their ult economy is in a pretty good place, and I expect we could see a barrage here from Rusha momentarily to open this up.
Such a good job of surrounding I Need Healing right now. Unfortunately, Stelbell is going to fall. The pocket for Rusha is gone. But it looks like they're going to decide to aggress on the front line here. Nifty is going to get their nano, but they get slept. Oh no! They get woken back up just barely by the Echo, and the bubble falls at the last second. That'll be Winston and Anna falling, and that'll be Prodigy Noobs deciding to reset here. Sleep Shake on the Baby Diva, trying to get out, but then turned for the clutch.
Okay, if we have the opportunity for Prodigy Noobs, this is gonna be it. They have basically 6 ults in the bank, and you're looking at 2
and a half, or 1.5 now.
1.5, 1 1/4,
1.
1 ultimate on the side of INH. And we do see Mexi going in pretty deep.
That's so the duplicate's also used.
Oh, the nice shatter block from Eli.
Shield broken on Nifty Chipmunk though. If Eli builds it back up with the bomb, is gonna kill Nifty Chipmunk outright. Eli's gonna go in really deep with this pin, able to actually pick up Dylan's mecha and shatters them right before the duplicate ends. That's gonna be a D-mech on the Dylan and a kill from Eli. Eli able to pick up Birch too on the way out. That'll be Prodigy Noobs wrapping up point B and aggressing all the way into C.
So, good news. Good news for INH. They spent 5 ults there. Questionable news for an INH. I like the idea of Nifty's Roadhog swap here, but I'm expecting we see swaps come out of Prodigy Noobs momentarily that's gonna make that Roadhog a little less desirable. And I think I would rather just play the slightly subtle.
I have a feeling a lot of ult and swap is about to happen, but I say that and Rusha falls, one of the people I expected to ult and swap here. We'll have to see if they make the decision if they want to keep that barrage or if they're going to go on ahead and just make the swaps. It looks like they're going to keep it for now. They may try and get one. They've got 4 minutes. They may try to get themselves one clean, like, massive ult fight again, much like they did on B. We do see tank line swaps.
We do see the tank line swap, especially against this hog. Like, the hog is just gonna get bullied, and anything he hooks, Sleep Shake should be able to be like, bubble. No, thank you for the energy.
We do see I Need Healing trying to take control of this high ground. Eli's gonna take Roadhog and gets a huge hook on the Birch. No more reses for this fight. Molten Core are gonna cover most of the point. Prodigy Noobs are not aware. Deadbot's in their back line with a huge high noon, taking out half the team. That'll be a wrapped up fight. Eli trying to get the pick on the Deadbot, but it's just not coming through. Eli finally stands still, takes the death, and regroups with Prodigy Noobs. Rusha still has not used this barrage.
Dadbot finding 3 more kills for 1 less ultimate in the same McCree flank noon that Prodigy Noobs tried. A good sign. But Rusha really needs to use this and be done. At this point, I'm...
Oh, Dadbot's gonna get away with another one! Eli's gonna punish them for this one, but I think the damage is already done. Prodigy Noobs are out of a lot of their firepower at the moment, or their sustain, I should say. And by sustain, I mean their entire support line is gone at the moment. Rusha's gonna go on ahead and throw out the barrage, gets slept afterwards. A nice bubble from Sleep Shake to allow them to get most of the barrage off. Oh, the shield breaks at the very last frame!
We do see Rusha finally with no ultimate. We hope for the swap. We see the swap, okay.
If Prodigy Noobs are able to complete this, oh, I'm sorry, I did not realize I Need Healing did not complete point C. So,
no, they did not.
They just need to complete with over a minute, but no. They're actually going to opt for a full high ground rotation. I don't think Roadhog and McCree are going to expect this. They might be in a lot of trouble. 6 people just pile onto these 2. They're able to get out of this corridor pretty quickly, but the Hog does not. Nifty Chipmunk falls, and the high noon from Eli taking down another. Zombie Dylan gets slept, but immediately nanoed. Now the anti goes through. They're going to chew through the nano as well. Tiny Shiny gets stuck in the Molten Core, unfortunately. Birch has popped Valkyrie, probably looking for a res here soon. Ends up on the cart. Eli looking for the picks. Dadbot with another great Deadeye, taking down 2 crucial players. And Strap falls to the Earth Shatter, but no kills come through off of it. And I Need Healing are going to wrap up another team fight, and quite possibly the second to last one they'll have to take.
Okay, so good news. Ult economy, I would argue, is modestly in the favor of Prodigy Noobs now. You're looking at the grab. You know, the grab is a fight winner. If you can make something happen, the grab will take care of you. And then you have both DPS ultimates, and you don't have a defensive ultimate of any kind. You do have Defense Matrix, which can make Reaper and McCree both a sad boy during their ult. But we see the engage coming in. We'll see how this goes.
Dadbot immediately able to take out Rusha this early in the fight. That's going to hurt, but they lose Nifty Chipmunk, and Eli's going to go ahead and pull the Deadeye, finding Strap. A lot of healing gone, Prodigy healing, but the res from Birch on the Strap is going to create a lot of opportunities for them to bring this one back. Prodigy Noobs, Sleep Shake, gonna be sleeping on the point, and Zombie Dylan gonna call in their mecha right on top of him. Eli able to find another pick though. Eli doing the work that needs to be done. Rusha gets the bubble, but is stuck in the molten core, can't find their way out of it in time. Senior McFluff with these molten cores have been massive. Mexi back on the ball, but the high noob is gonna come out. These I need healing ults have been rolling around. And now Tiny Shiny's gonna fall, and it looks like that'll be I Need Healing, putting themselves the match point by winning Numbani.
Son of a gun, let's go, boys. That was an excellent map, and I'm gonna say, we're about to see the Torbjorn play of the game, 4K at the end. This is why this man gets away with having bestest Torb in his Oasis title. Because there's a 3 and a 4, and the map is done, and they're on match point. 33 elims, 59% KP. Very clean, very clean. This INH squad, big impress, Uravity.
I agree that they're putting on a show I quite honestly did not expect. I expected this to be a much closer series to this point, but I Need Healing of definitely once they cement themselves, they're really hard to move. If you give them an inch, they will take 2.5 miles with it.
No, that was excellent. I'm gonna go to chat and see what they have to say. Heck, chat been popping. Kevin Senior brought it back. Eli hard carrying. I did not. Yeah, no. I agree with pretty much everything I'm saying seeing in chat right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's scroll back up. Okay, are we back now? Miss half the match already. Hygienes, yes. No playoffs. 2 shields always down is in not shields health. Oh no. So yes, I agree, Mo Black. Going back to your original proposition that his shield is always dead. Winston Dive is a treat to watch when it's not the only thing anybody ever plays. I missed the hammer kill on the Baby Diva, Mo Black. Dadbot is an awesome DPS. Pulling a So Min Soo here and there, I love it. Yeah, I'll hump. Super flexible, cracked. Poof, yeah, no, everything pretty well wraps up. I mean, so we're now going to Hanamura. This is an opportunity, I think, for potentially the stylistic matchup. Based on what we've seen tonight, I think I like some of the creativity that Hanamura First Point offers. I think will make this interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Second point,
through, by the way.
Oh, swaps do go through. What do we see? What do we see?
I Need Healing has opted for no swaps yet again. And Prodigy Noobs have swapped Ares back in for Eli. And they have swapped out their support line, bringing Boss back in and Cloud Lemon.
I can dig it. I'm a little surprised we're not well... Hanamura has always been a great Mei spot. Ares makes a lot of sense if Mei is involved in your plan. Like, there's so many...
And/or Sim.
First
Ares
point,
is also
yeah.
a really good Sim player, and a lot of Sim shenanigans happen in Tier 3 on this map.
True. Very true. So that does make sense. And then, other than that, like, it's not as though anybody on Prodigy Noobs, I think, is really heavily underperforming. There is perhaps the hint of a DPS diff going on. It's in spots, but like overall, this is, I called out Nifty's shield management being a bit of a problem. But they're winning, so it's obviously working. But otherwise, this is a pretty tight, game by Tier 3 standards in terms of play. It's just, it's always close. Well, I mean, map 1, I go back to, mathematically it was close, but it felt very dominant on that first point. But I'll be interested to see what we see here on Hanamura. Hanamura obviously has more in common with point A of Numbani, which both teams took, very cleanly.
Yep.
And, point B, same way. So we could, hopefully we're not about to see the 16 CP mega round. Probably not with the 2 CP changes where times banks get minimized and not maximized.
Yep.
So we see the developings of a pretty standard, pretty much one variant of the T3 standard brawl coming out from INH here. Ryan, Zarya, McCree, Junk, Bap Mercy. And then we see what I would consider a more traditional-ish brawl variant. With the Lucio Ana, I would really like to see Boss play the BAP here.
I agree.
Or Cloud play the BAP and Boss play Lucio, but we'll see. I love Ana, but if you're taking this point fight, the AoE, if you're taking the point fight here, you could even run something super cheesy like BAP Moira.
Ares takes their team to the ground above the point, and it looks like their BAP isn't ready. Birch is going to fall immediately. Down your major source of healing. Sleep Shake finds Fluff. Now the major source of damage is gone. And Nexy's gonna find a huge pin on the Nifty Chipmunk. Or Vexy finds a pin on Nifty. That is hard to say. Zombie Dylan is gonna be the last one pin here. That's a clean point and take.
I refer back to my prior comments about sharing similarities with point A of Numbani, which they, both teams did just raffle stomp.
Going
and
back
as
to
we see,
to swap already. Not even going to try and build the rest of that Riptire. They want nothing to do with that here anymore.
I find that a little questionable, but I did not see what their ultimate charge looked like. So.
42%.
I don't know.
Here comes the teleporter again. It went straight to point. No high ground funny business. Mexi able to get the counterpin on the Nifty. Nifty gets antsy and hit with a Symbol, and that's immediately going to delete that Reinhardt from this fight. Zombie Dylan trying to defense matrix the Symmetra, but you can't eat the beam. Gets demeched. They're able to take out Ares. That's a lot of damage gone from this fight for Prodigy Noobs. Nifty Chipmunk looking for the pin. Ends up in the abyss. Mexi gets the nano and immediately finds 2 picks with a 3. Mexi is a monster here. The Fire Strike coming out, not quite able to clip Nifty. The nano boost wears off. Nifty getting this pocket from Strap here, but Nifty's gonna fall to Rusha Rose's Storm Arrows, and now the turrets are set back up on point. Zombie Dylan focusing them down. Maybe gonna take their mecha for it, but the picks just keep rolling in for Prodigy Noobs, and now the grab is invested just to kill the Baby Diva. And the Tracer of Senior McFluff finds Boss. Nifty Chipmunk able to charge back onto the point, but that looks like it's going to be all they wrote. And they are going to be taking point B with a lightning fast time bank.
Very smooth. Very smooth. I mean, if my prediction holds out about both teams taking these points very efficiently, the 18 CP world, you know, suddenly looks unfortunately a lot more likely without the time bank changes. Only getting 3 instead of 4 minutes, and then normalizing down time banks. But so I don't know what. I feel like INH kind of needs to probably play a little less McFluff roulette. He, you know, all the DPS he played pretty well, but I reckon he would have had one more than the 0 ultimates that he experienced.
Yeah.
Which, you know, in a map that probably used single-digit ultimates in total between both teams, you know, 10% more ultimates overall for your team, that's a fight-winning opportunity right there. We are seeing the defensive sim double shield look here. This is the kind of Prodigy Noobs thing that I think of.
Yes, exactly. I was going to say that this very much so looks like a very Prodigy Noobs-esque composition, not one you see run by many teams here in Tier 3 at all for defense on this map.
The only way it would be more Noobs is if Rusha was on Bastion, and this was 6 months ago.
We see Rusha in the backline, luckily pocketed by Boss. Dadbod was just throwing them around with all the CC in the world, finally able to shut them down. Ares gonna toss all the turrets up there. They're gonna have a hard time taking those down. Dylan walks out into them, able to bubble themselves back in. They're probably waiting on their Doomfist to come back to start disrupting, but unfortunately Nifty goes down. They're down their main tank. They're gonna have a really hard time pushing in on this one, Crypto.
I mean, at this point, they were probably very close to too slow to even match the time bank of Prodigy Noobs. And they're just, at this point, I really want them to die so they can all regroup and get a real fight. Because I don't see a world where this tank, you know, and the Hanzo actually meet back up with them, short of Nifty hitting the full-length charge. They are rotating, but we're now a minute 30 in, and INH haven't taken a fight yet.
The turret's doing the work. Ares able to find a pick on their way in. They're able to get rid of the turrets, but at what cost? I will say, I need healing slow. Are they? Oh no. All this work invested in getting themselves in position, and they're gonna leave. It's taking them 2 minutes to decide that they're just going to fall back. This is devastating for I need healing.
I mean, we're 2 minutes in, and I don't think Nifty has swung a hammer at somebody yet. This is...
Birch is extremely low, able to find their way into cover.
Okay. Nifty is building pretty good off the fire strikes, 64%. About the only ult charge he's gotten outside of time.
Here comes the beast. They're going to regress on it. Photon barrier and all the ults from Prodigy Noobs. They're dropping 4 ults into this fight already. There's attack visor coming out. Shatter coming out from Nifty Chipmunk. They're nano. They have to watch out. Rucha's doing so much work with this tactical visor. And Prodigy Noobs are going to clean this fight up as well.
And now, they're left with still more ultimates.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Dadbot has not built a Meteor Strike yet.
No, he has not. I mean, I don't think we saw mini ultimates come out of that side. No, now we're seeing a double brawl, a double dive main tank variant.
Dadbot dangerously low there for a second. I need healing almost cost another player on their entry. Birch gets halted. Oh no! If you this is rolled in, but their team's already gone. There's the Meteor Strike. I almost...
I think he came down on top of the bell.
I was gonna say, I have no clue how that worked out. I never even heard it slam, and I was looking inward to the point.
Yeah, I didn't hear it slam either. So right now the plan is for McFluff to touch. No,
Chipmunk
McFluff
touches. Oh, McFluff and Chipmunk are already down. And the preemptive supercharger and Valkyrie, that could be harmful for this team. Dadbot able to go in and get the Baptiste, but Ares able to find the pick on the Dadbot in return. And these sim turrets are just going to do so much idle work for Prodigy Noobs. It looks like they're going to wrap this up for the most part. Senior McFluff and Chipmunk are back, though. Chipmunk is going to fall. Senior McFluff has used the recall 2 blinks. They have almost no stall tools left, and they fall asleep shake. Prodigy Noobs will find themselves a full hold on Hanamura and keep their series hopes alive.
Prodigy Noobs Angie, your Ebony.
Yeah, that is what it looks like.
Like, that was... I mean, when I talked about the compositional variety afforded by Hanamura, this is kind of what I was talking about. But yeah. Son of a gun! Like, I usually don't want to be this guy, but I'm going to go so far as to suggest that INH did a lot to lose that. If I'm honest. Like, not taking their first offense fight until after 2 minutes. 2 minutes before Nifty was ever in hammer range.
Yeah.
That's... You're not planning to win at that point. Like, I don't... That's just so very difficult.
McFluff is...
McFluff hard dipped.
Is leaving. They have hit us with the good night friendos in match chat. And that's like, from a spectator's perspective, kind of concerning if you're I Need Healing, because McFluff has been doing a lot of work, and what we kind of called out as some slight DPS diffing going on Bonnie.
I agree. I will say, we are at the top of the hour. It is 9:58. So if Fluff has some prior engagement at 10 p.m., this would be a very natural exit spot for them. So it could be planned.
I'm most certain it's planned. Very unfortunate that they have to take their leave. I do believe that is why Rocky is here and will be coming in this map.
Sounds like a plan.
So on the side of Prodigy Noobs, I'm actually kind of surprised we're going to see swaps coming out of this team this time around.
I mean, I do think that lineup we just saw was quite specific, if you will.
Yeah.
Like, they had a very definitive, this do be what we're doing here. I see Mexi and Zooms, and my first thought is Ryan Orisa or Double Honest Tank comp?
It is possible. We're going to see 4 swaps on the side of Prodigy Noobs. We'll be seeing Zoomsbury come in on the off tank, Eli and Cable on the DPS line, and Stelbell on the support line. And also, I missed this at first, but Daisy2K will be coming in for Birch on I Need Healing as well. So Rocky Top and Daisy2K are the 2 new additions to the I Need Healing roster. Or lineup, I should say. Certainly not strangers to the roster.
So I got the Discord notification. Hello, Maggie dear. How are you? I'm making the like heart with my hands at my microphone, even though you can't see it. No, to give you an idea of how clean that Prodigy Noobs defense is, I get a Discord notification from our boy Strife, who is in the chat right now, and who is on Stardust Crusaders, along with myself and your Avity. He's like, I think we need to try that. Look, surgical. Surgical. Oh boy. How Rocky is out of uniform. He is out of uniform, Cat.
Uh-oh. Rocky.
Rocky does have, notably, that is a Junkrat themed icon.
Yes.
So maybe it empowers.
It's possible.
I also must say, while I like the gold theme, I'd like it better, even if it would be a tactical disadvantage, if we saw each of them sporting the hero that they were going to play in gold.
Yeah, well, I don't see that one coming anytime soon.
Probably not, but you know, it would look pretty tight. Boss is a god on the sticks, Mr. Mercy Main. Or Mrs. Mercy Main, whichever. Mr. Mercy Main just had the good alliterative qualities. So we are seeing Kaiju and Cable. So Kaiju probably playing hit scan, as we saw. I think of Cable as a hit scan player as well. Am I correct there, Uravity?
Yes, Cable can play the hit scan. Their DPS line is very versatile, just in general.
True. And then we haven't seen Stell in, so this is a first look there. Well, now I'm concerned. Strap over there changing their golden icons to heroes they're more likely to play.
Check the stream. Check the stream. I'm just kidding.
Checking the stream. I mean, I feel like I got to after that exact. I don't see Strap in there. That's good. But at the same time, like. Oh.
I don't think I called it out at least. We are going to good old Route 66 for this final map. Or not final, actually. Potentially final map of the rotation.
I mean, certainly I would not call it as the likely final, based on the...
No, the
walloping.
Got some momentum right now.
Okay, so we're seeing Prodigy Noobs bring their own Torb to bear. And we're seeing Zoomsberry on the Sigma. Interesting.
So I just noticed something. It's gonna bug me that the blue line that walks to point doesn't actually follow the street. It does for a minute, but then it just decides to stop.
it cuts the corner real hard. It takes the racing line.
It
really.
Does.
Just tap the apex on the right turn. They're not fighting for playoff spots, Richard. Both of these teams are clinched.
Yep.
Playoff seeding, yes.
Yes. Neither of these teams are locked into their seed within the playoffs yet. A nice halt coming out from Mexi, but Mexi falling dangerously low, having to back off. Cable also dangerously low, hasn't gotten topped up just quite yet. And Rocky from the side getting a nice angle with these grenades. Unfortunately going to fall to Mexi. And I do believe, oh, well, Take the Strap does get a nice res on the dad bod, bringing one of their DPS back into the fight. Their ranged one at that. That's going to keep I Need Healing in this fight for now.
So this is where we need Prodigy Noobs to make their stand. They can kind of control this hard from the high ground still, but like if they ever have to drop, the Reinhardt becomes a very big problem very quickly.
Rocky Top's just gonna leap in.
Rocky Top going real deep.
High Noon coming out here. Gonna find Rocky Top, unfortunately not able to find cover in time. DZ2K gets flashbangs. It looks like Prodigy Noobs have the upper hand in this fight, but Dadbot able to find their way over to Kaiju Eli. Gonna be forced out though, thanks to the pocket from Boss. And Kaiju's actually gonna go all in, trying to get the stagger pick, not able to find it though.
Mexi rotating the other high ground. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I feel like the overall stronger position here is on top of gas station. I guess you kind of deny them this overlook high ground, but I don't know. It doesn't feel right to me.
Rocky's gonna go up there. Rocky immediately shut down. They know that Rocky's going to get aggressive on them, and they're taking the countermeasures they need to be ready for it. Nifty Chipmunk gets halted back into the molten core. Not quite gonna die to it though, and I Need Healing are finding the fix they need. Dadbot doing a lot of work. They've taken over this high ground too. Prodigy Noobs have been forced out completely here. And the shatter though from Nifty Chipmunk falls. Boss able to get the res of the Zoomsberry, and suddenly the numbers swing back in Prodigy Noobs' favor. A nice ult from Mexi gonna bring these players back into the fight. Zoomsberry trapping, I believe that's Strap on the Mercy in the gas station for a moment. Able to fly out though, get the safety of their team. And I Need Healing actually haven't been forced out of this fight just yet. Just backed off a little bit. Now the bomb's gonna come out here. Zoomsberry able to get their shield up, and they'll still fall to it. Even though there were 2 shields up for it. The Rip Tire from Rocky Top comes out, and it gets the tank line. A good Rocky Tire as usual. The High Noon from Kaiju Eli unable to find anything. However, able to get a neutral pick, but he's not able to roll on to the point in time.
He even finds a second one there before being escorted back to respawn via Rocky Top's post-death droppings. Post-mortem droppings. How about that? Yeah, that was a little interesting tempo. Rocky was playing a little disrespectfully of Mexi and the crew with that mine jump.
Amplification Matrix coming out here early, gonna shred Nifty Chipmunk's shield, and Kaiju Eli already gonna find a pick. Mexi chases Nifty Chipmunk into the saloon, able to find the finishing blow. I do like I Need Healing's general tactic here, not to fully leave these fights, but keep the space they've claimed. But this time Prodigy Noobs are pushing up on them. They're gonna force them back to their spawn area.
So we're now back into a position where we're probably going to see, well, maybe not. Mexi was rotating up to the high ground, and I think they should probably take that high ground. But they're going to match them head-on on the ground. So,
well, now I Need Healing are going to go up here. They're above the garage right now, and they use the Amplification Matrix of their own, but Mexi's going to answer with a Supercharger. Not quite as effective, but still amplified damage.
Absolutely, and the spread position of this team right now is going to be a little concerning.
Cable's in the back line of I Need Healing, putting lava all over the point. Bob gets thrown in, stunned into the dumpster here, and now Mexi gets pinned. Kaiju's going to use this Deadeye just to force Nifty off their team, but a huge shatter coming up from Nifty Chipmunk, laying down 5 members of Prodigy Noobs, I believe that was. And that's going to open the door wide open for I Need Healing to come in here and do some real damage to Prodigy Noobs while moving the cart, the tank line, and Boss are the only things really left here. The fight, but they're doing a good job sustaining. Mexi just now fell, and now Zoomsberry is also going to fall. And Boss is going to use this Valkyrie just to buy a little bit of time, but Dadbot with the great accuracy able to take Boss out of the sky.
Okay, we're seeing the third point, preparatory swaps come out from Prodigy Noobs. We see Cable over the Junkrat. We see Tankline to swap to Brawl. We do see them trickle in for just a little bit of last minute stall, but at this point in time,
they're not quite able to trade positions well enough there. Unfortunately, give it up a little sooner than they needed to, and there's actually going to be some stagger picks coming out here. I do not think Mexi gets out of this.
I don't understand how he can, although maybe with Cable finding that. Okay,
Yeah.
they do get out. No, I was worried that they had just fed more ults. And they do lose first corner here due to their pretty
picking off that bot now. And DT2K. Even if the res was online, which is no longer online, I believe that's I Need Healings to get out.
So they do manage to, roughly capture the corner here, which will ensure them at least one more fight should they lose this. And if they keep the pushback, you're looking at potentially 2. The problem, though, you're looking at 6 ultimates on the side of INH. The economy's in a big spot.
Amplification Matrix being thrown in preemptively. Dynamite able to hit 3. Rocky Top Sire coming in, able to find the Immortality Field. But no kills come through yet. Eli using the Deadeye just to force I Need Healing off. So far, just resources being traded for space, but Rocky Top able to find the pick on the Cable. Winning out the Junkrat war, and a nice bubble from Zoomsberry, able to keep Mexi alive despite the counter pin.
60 seconds.
Now I Need Healing or turtling on the cart. Rocky Top frontlining, forcing Mexi back. And we see the aggro strap with the Valkyrie there for a moment. Rocky Top just getting into the middle of this team, trying to cause as much mayhem as he can. Unfortunately, goes in out just a tad bit too deep. Prodigy Noobs have been doing a lot of work on his backline though, and Zombie Dylan getting stuck on the cart. Zoomsberry just toying with them. Gonna take him down right at the end as a stagger pick.
Okay, so I think we're actually not in a bad spot if you're Prodigy Noobs. You have a relatively reasonable ult economy coming through. That was a very spinny and very long last fight from INH. And we do see swaps coming through. The Genji comes out as well as the
that bottom with an extremely early pick on the Cable could prove massive. A lot of damage now gone for Prodigy Noobs, and Rocky Top looking to execute another landmine jump into their team. Amplification Matrix gets invested, and Rocky Top trying to make the most of it with the damage. Zombie Dylan gets grabbed, and a nice pin from Mexi. Nifty Chipmunk with a Shattered Vines too! Zoomsberry gets laid down by able to get themselves back up. The tire coming out now from Rocky Top isn't gonna find anything. And it loops back around and finds 2! Nifty Chipmunk able to get the pick on the Zoomsberry. And now Boss not quite able to get low enough to touch the cart. I don't think Prodigy Noobs are gonna be able to stall again. Stelbell does make it on the Lucio. How long can they stay though? Not long, no, just barely long enough. Eli's back on the Doomfist. How long can Eli stay up? Mexi's back and lands a shatter, finds the Baptiste. Is it going to be enough to start swinging this? Zoomsberry is back on the Wrecking Ball. I Need Healing, need to wrap this fight up soon, or else Prodigy Noobs are going to start getting the respawn advantage. Their res is now gone. The Dragon Blade coming out now for I Need Healing, and they will complete Route 66's attack.
That was a pretty decent stall attempt, but they really couldn't. Like they found the big shatter, they found the boop. They did a lot of things that set them up, but they really could never convert and end the, actually start clawing back ground in that team fight. They do finish in overtime, so I mean functionally it doesn't really matter. But that was just, they were letting Rocky get away with
Ready for battle.
far too much. I mean, man is spending his mines to get in, and then he's just like destroying them.
Attackers incoming in
As
like,
is the
he's-
Rocky way.
Yes, but this isn't season 2. Like, I like to think that the level of play overall has increased to where, even the filthiest of Junkrat players, as they say, can't keep doing this to them. You can't keep getting away with this.
3, 2, 1.
We do see double projectile defense, the Hanzo Junkrat, and then the double bubble dive variant coming out on the offense.
far, Prodigy Noobs opting to, well, I was gonna say slowly go at it, but they're able to take Rocky Top out relatively quickly, courtesy of Stelbel. And now the green light's going. Mexi's going all the way back in there. Zombie Dylan's gonna chase Mexi onto the top of the gas station, not able to get their way out. Zoomsberry can't get a bubble onto them. However, this is still free progress on the cart. Nifty Chipmunk just now stopped it. They've gotten it around the corner. Nifty Chipmunk's just going to be stuck swinging at the air. There's so much, like, Echo's going to keep flying away from them, and Nifty's going to have a really hard time swinging at this Tracer. And they're kind of alone. Pin Zoomsberry, but just gives them charge. Kaiju Eli able to find the actual pick on the Nifty Chipmunk there, but it so far, well, after the reses, no progress has been made in the way of kills. Eli able to get the duplicate on the Reinhardt. That could be devastating as Nifty Chipmunk is having a cracked shield. Able to block the first shatter. Bomb comes out, not able to find anything from Dylan. And a nice slam from Mexi, but Dadbot able to find the pick on the cable. And Stelbel actually trying to take Strap out of the sky, not able to find it. The Dragons are going to split the cart in half. Stelbel falls because of it, not able to get the backup from their team that they need. Dadbot falling dangerously low, has been dove on by Eli, not able to be finished off though. Mexi's going to be found in the back line of I Need Healing. It looks like that should be all they need to wrap this team fight up. Zoomsberry still staying in though. The Riptide is going to be invested from Rocky Top actually. Takes out Zoomsberry, and Boss is going to get them while they're recovering. And now Prodigy Noobs has a couple of picks with spawn advantage, and Boss is going to get the rest on the Zoomsberry and gets away with it. The Pulse Bomb comes out, not quite able to find anything. The Graviton Surge from Zoomsberry gets 3 in it, and a nice slam to execute on it. Now the mines come out, AT2K is going to land on one, and it's actually going to take them down. The Shatter comes out, eliminating most of the mines and laying down both the tanks. This has been such a back and forth fight here. Kaiju Eli able to take down Nifty Chipmunk, and now a duplicate tire from Eli comes out, not quite able to find anything. The DPS of I Need Healing are starting to put in the work they need to turn this fight around. And a res from Strap on the Nifty Chipmunk. It looks like the Space Maker will be back. Mexi is going to go on ahead and roll out. Eli with an exit pick on the Dadbot, and a really long fight for Prodigy Noobs to end up losing.
That was an incredibly long losing fight. And it's, I mean, they only have a minute left to take this, and their ultimate advantages, I'm going to say, their ult economy is in shambles, frankly. They really don't have much. I would really like to have seen Kaiju use duplicate on the Rhine and not the Junkrat there. But that's neither here nor there.
No boost gets used on Take the Strap, gonna allow her to get a res without dying, and the Dragons are gonna come through. A huge anti coming out on the side of Prodigy Noobs, courtesy of Stelbel. Might have actually just put them in the running for winning this point now. Just that one neutral play. Dadbot though uncontested on this high ground. If they start landing shots, that could be critical for Prodigy Noobs, but they take them down, and all that's left now is Dylan's Baby Diva on the point, and it looks like that will be Prodigy Noobs at the last moment taking point A.
Okay, so...
Oh, Mexi's in trouble. I just caught that coming over. Mexi ended up slamming into one of Rocky's straps and got bullied by the entirety of I Need Healing.
Yeah, that happens when you're on ball. Sometimes you get legitimately unlucky.
Nice dynamite coming out from Cable there, but an immediate turn from Zombie Dylan to pressure them out. Unfortunately, the damage is done. Cable's already found 2 picks. And Mexi throws the mines in. Kaiju, Eli, half of I Need Healing are gone. And Mexi's just going full in here with the help of Eli. Only 2 members remain, Strap and Dylan. Dylan going to try and get Strap out. They're going to safely retreat to point C.
So, Prodigy Noobs are finally finding a way to crack the Nifty Chipmunk Reinhardt, which has been kind of the glue that's been keeping this together, even as they're finding picks and, you know, reasonable fights. And we actually see Nifty swapping.
Oh no! Mexi able to take down Nifty Chipmunk. I actually argue that that's a panic duplicate from Eli after getting hooked. Rocky Top with the tire, not able to find anything but Zoomsberry's bubble, unfortunately. But Dadbot able to get the pick onto the Mercy, takes the Valk out of the fight. But Eli with a counter pick on the Strap. The positional advantage and the numbers now advantage goes to Prodigy Noobs. A nice hook. Nifty Chipmunk able to find the kill on the Eli they weren't able to find a moment ago. But now Prodigy Noobs are going to take point B here.
So, where I was going before this crazy last fight went out was the thing that had been holding together the INH defense in the face of this brawl was basically they never put just enough fire in to kill Nifty and deny the res. And then they just never were able to work around it. And now that he's going down, they're finding that kill, they're having a lot more success. And I hope that continues as we see him swap over to the Roadhog here.
Mexi's gonna drop the mines in the middle of the team. Unfortunately for Mexi, nice job from Nifty to clear some of them out. A huge one from Dylan takes out half the team. That'll be Prodigy Noobs sent home packing. And unfortunately, they invest Bob into that fight. Mexi is going to actually swap over to the Reinhardt. No
I think the Reinhardt's the correct play here. Now that we're seeing the Junkrat and the Hog and the McCree, like there's not a lot to love about Winston.
Yeah. Rocky Top and Eli share the same high ground. I don't know if they know they're there now. Eli able to take that fight win on the high ground, but unfortunately, Nifty Chipmunk unfortunately for Prodigy Noobs that is, able to find the pick on the Stel Bell. Kaiju Eli also falling. Amplification Matrix gonna force Prodigy Noobs to play a bit slow here. I Need Healing setting themselves up for a pretty good last two fights potentially.
60 seconds remaining.
The ult economy is pretty good. Double support ults. We're gonna have a grab. We'll certainly have a bob. Duplicate. The duplicate targets on the field aren't so good anymore. You know, generally speaking. Nothing guaranteed like a Reinhardt. So we'll be interested to see what Eli pulls out there.
Bullhog coming out into the back line of Prodigy Noobs, but Eli shuts it down with the focusing beam, but Daisy 2K with the frag back on the Eli.
On the flank tire.
Rocky Top gets shut down! Now Rocky Top is severely out of position and Prodigy Noobs are aware of it.
I was waiting for him to kill somebody with Totem Mayhem.
Here comes the Deadeye! It finds two!
Adaptive circuits engaged.
If it's not Rocky getting away with it, it's Deadbot!
Eli's gonna make this last second touch. Can the rest of Prodigy Noobs get there in time to start stalling? I'm not quite sure it can happen. The Wrecking Ball gets pinned, it's not gonna happen! I Need Healing are gonna take this series 3-1.
Well, son of a gun, boys. Statement win. Statement win.
Play of
And it better be Dadbod standing up on the high ground and being like, you're all dead. Yes, it is. the dynamite flying past his head really gives it that old-timey Route 66 feel.
Yeah.
Son of a gun. That was... This is a good series. Lord Strap. That is a lot of healing.
Mm-hmm.
Wowzers. Wowie, wowie me.
Very solid series from both sides.
Why don't you think about the viewers, INH, says Richard. Richard was really wanting the map 5. Interesting. So, I mean, we can start kicking around MVP discussions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're waiting on the nominations right now. Pretty solid play from both teams all night. This was pretty back and forth for the most part. I think Oasis might have been the only sort of one-sided affair.
Yeah, and even then, like, it wasn't that one-sided. It was just the one point that was like,
Yeah.
well, what happened here? I'm gonna throw some names at you. I'm gonna
We
throw
got some
names
noms.
at you.
We got noms.
So, yes. Guess at the names that I was going to throw at you, because they might be those same as those noms. So yes, MVP noms from Prodigy Noobs are Zombie Dylan and Dadbod. I don't think either of those are particularly controversial in any way.
Nope.
Dylan flipping just outperforming any expectation. Outperforming any expectation I had of him on off-tank. I expected him to be a perfectly good, competent off-tank player. Yep. I did not expect him to look excellent. Big bombs across the board. We're seeing eating ultimates. It's good. It's good. Dylan on Diva is scary-ishy. I agree. Yeah, I tend to agree, Tempo. They really looked good. Ares and Rusha are the suggested MVPs from INH. Interesting. Thank you, Birch.
None of those are outside of my ideas for MVPs tonight. Though I'm gonna make you lead the conversation tonight.
Okay, so I'll lead with. We started talking tank, and the only tank MVP nom we got was Zombie Dylan, and I think Zombie Dylan was certainly the most consistent off tank all over this evening. We saw Zoomsbury performing very well on a role that I am unfamiliar with them playing. Mexi, always a good look. I think Mexi played... if I'm honest, I think Mexi probably played the best main tank we saw this evening, overall, across all the different heroes that we saw played. Mm-hmm. Nifty played very well. We saw excellent... I had that foible with him back on Numbani, looking at the, shield management, but if he doesn't come into play, it doesn't come into play. You're winning maps. That's cool. Sleep Shake, looked great on the Diva there. Back, I think it was map 2. It's been a bit. Mm-hmm. But what are your thoughts, Uravity, on tank?
For tank, I was really kind of between Nifty Chipmunk and Dylan. Just personally, mm-hmm. We have a mutual agreement on Dylan though.
Yeah, I think Dylan is a relatively strong option.
Not really a whole lot for me to flush out that you haven't already said.
Yeah, sure. So I really wish teams wouldn't just hard dip. It makes it so much harder to have perfect memory on everybody who is here. For DPS, I think any of the INH DPS you could make a relatively strong argument for.
Yes, definitely.
Particularly Dadbod and Fluff, I think. Rocky Top kind of coming in late, coming in clutch, but got away with just a ludicrous amount of just impropriety on the Junkrat. Just really rude, really rude activities.
Yeah.
Little Ares doing a fantastic job as a somewhat of a specific role player, with the Sim May, focused strats and performing them quite well. Don't have any complaints there. Eli looked quite good overall. Had a lot of big plays throughout the whole series. I will say, the chat was complaining that he decided to dupe Junkrat over Reinhardt. I agree. That is the incorrect decision. But that's not solely going to disqualify him. We have a Rocky Top saying strap MVP or this is rigged. We'll get to that. She kept me alive and I haven't played in 6 months. So Rocky. Who asked, you should just stop being salty. Like, you won, that's cool. Prodigy Noobs aren't a bad team. Like, whatever.
No, not by any means. Is there somebody
Like,
in chat implying that Prodigy Noobs are a bad team?
Yes, he repeatedly is calling them poo-poo cheeks. In fact, I'm going to hit him with the timeout. I'm going to hit him with the 10-minute timeout. I think they're being unreasonable. There we go.
That's valid.
Toku, you're getting timed out too. Not right. Nope, I ain't here for it. This is a good game.
This was a very good game. Prodigy Noobs losing one game does not make them a bad team by any means. They have been, like, reasonably within the top 3 teams of this entire, like, season this year. They've been a very, very strong team all season. I don't think this one stutter is going to make them look bad going into playoffs. I think it makes I Need Healing look arguably stronger.
That's
did
what
not
I
play
said.
a bad game tonight. Like, yeah, that was sort of what we were talking about at the very start of the stream, was like, I Need Healing really needed to solidify themselves as a proper contender. They had yet to, I believe their only victory to a team that ranked above them in standings currently was to Weedy Ops. This shows that they can beat the people ranked above them. Prodigy Noobs was the 3rd seeded team. I believe they still are the 3rd seeded team. I don't think they'll fall below Valhalla. So I Need Healing made a statement tonight that when they go into playoffs, they will be able to contend with the best of them.
Completely agree. Big agree. But okay, let's get back on this MVP discussion. Eli played well. Rusha, I felt like was awfully stubborn on some of their swaps. That could be them, that could be tank, or that could be them, that could be team decision, whatever. But they did play good. Rusha projectile scary.
Yes.
Rusha Farah in particular spooky. Not something to be fun to be playing against. Cable we didn't see a ton of, but played very well. I have no, like, I guess for better or worse, I don't have any huge comments to add on Cable. I would say my strongest conviction for DPS would probably be Dadbod.
I would agree with Dadbod. I was personally between either Dadbod or Ares.
Yeah, I like both of those options. I mean, I think maps where Dadbod was. Go ahead.
I was going to say I would probably end up giving it to Dadbod over Ares, solely because of Dadbod. I believe they were in from more maps. I do believe Dadbod was actually in for every map, whereas Ares did not get that privilege, unfortunately, and it allowed Dadbod to kind of consistently perform as well as Ares did in the only, I believe, 2 maps Ares ended up playing.
I fully agree.
Ares did their job very, very well. Like, when they were brought in for their specific job, Hanamura was pretty much a lock because of how well Ares did turret placement and Symmetra ult fire. So much burst damage was preventing a lot of I Need Healing's push in. But I do believe Dadbod was a major playmaker for I Need Healing, and a lot of most times was actually the one leading the charge in allowing I Need Healing to kind of overcome Prodigy Noobs tonight.
Fully, completely agree with that logic. I think it does stand to reason. The hardest map that Dadbod had was Hanamura, which was, probably the map where Ares shone the strongest. So I think that goes to show you on that MVP, if you have a check, Ares is the check available for sure. But Dadbod still got it done throughout the whole series, and I think giving it to Dadbod is the way. I'm gonna make you lead off on supports. I've done the other two. Hit me on supports.
I don't know. After the way you did me last cast, I think I want to make you lead sports too.
Okay, fine.
I'm kidding. I'll do it.
Okay. I was gonna just take off.
There was really solid support play all night. I was particularly impressed. The numbers Strap put out, we saw it on the card. Strap did a really good job throughout Route 66. Daisy 2K only came in for one map. Actually did a lot of work on the Baptiste. Good immortality fields, good positioning, and actually some really good lethal potential. We saw Daisy 2K getting some potential frags of their own that actually allowed... It was small frags, only one kill here and there. But it was critical frags at critical times that allowed I Need Healing to kind of cement themselves, get their stabilization going, and take the fight back to Prodigy Noobs. I saw on the side, I believe it was... this is what makes it hard, is when people leave. I know Prodigy Noobs has crazy depth in their roster. I believe Stell Bell was the it was Boss and Stell in on the final map, right? Or was it Tiny?
Yes.
It was Stell, right?
It was Tiny Shiny and Stell, perhaps. No, it was
Boss was most definitely in. I remember Boss being in.
Yep.
But I believe it was Stell Bell on the Ana for Prodigy Noobs during Route 66. Yeah. Stelbell, just alone, anti-nades were huge. They opened up so many opportunities. And it wasn't just Route 66. It was the other maps they were in as well. Stelbell's Ana was really, really, really good. Boss, as usual, super consistent on the Mercy. Really critical reses. Really, actually, interesting reses. Kind of got away with a couple of what I would call Maggie reses tonight. That really helped Prodigy Noobs out, specifically on Nimbani. But speaking of Mercy play, it goes to the one that I had in mind for MVP tonight specifically, and it was Resting Birchface, who played a couple of different heroes, but specifically their Mercy play in general was what I was looking at the most. And just, how key they were in the mid-fight. They were really hard to put down. Prodigy Noobs had a hard time putting Birch down. She was almost always alive. Always rezzing, anytime Prodigy Noobs put themselves up a number in a fight, Birch would reverse that number and put the favor back in I Need Healing. Their res choice was always, on point. The thing I thought needed res the most was the thing Birch would bring back into the fight. And their target, focus for healing and damage boosting was really, really good all night long.
Interesting. I hadn't really considered Birch, if I'm honest. I much like chat, was kind of on the Boss train. But you make pretty compelling arguments. I gotta say, and I also wanted to, the unofficial Rocky Top, or the official Rocky Top, mark of honor, take the strap, kept me alive when I haven't played in 6 months, Yeah. And they played exceptionally well as well. You do make a pretty compelling argument. I can buy off on that, yeah.
Okay.
If that's what you're leaning towards, I'll buy off on that. Full sale. 8 months, says Nation. Rocky himself said 6. Don't at me, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so that wraps up our MVP discussion for tonight?
Yeah, I would say so. Well played to all the teams.
Definitely.
Yeah. No, it was great.
Okay. Well, I believe that will wrap up the stream. Thank you to all the viewers for coming out to watch. I believe we have another game tomorrow evening. Let me double check that and get the time for everybody, just to be Yes, Saturday at 8 p.m. CST, 9 p.m. EST, we will have We the Ops versus Cosmic Omnics. Be sure to tune into that. That will be a pretty big game, actually. I'm pretty sure that will define Cosmic Omnics' playoff hopes. So, big game. I highly recommend it. That'll be a really good series. But as of tonight, this has been Prodigy Noobs versus I Need Healing. I Need Healing taking the series 3-1. I have been your caster, Ravity, joined by Crypto. Thank you for joining me for this cast.
No, thank you very much. Always a pleasure, sir. We'll do it again, in the next couple of weeks, probably. Thank you all for watching. Have a fantastic evening.
Night, everybody.